Good evening and welcome to this week's Talking Hope. I am here with the amazing Rachael Heffer, the mission and evangelism lead at the Evangelical Alliance. Hello, Rachael.
Good evening. How are you today? Nice to be with you.
Good. Yeah, I'm good. Well, Rachael and I are working together on an amazing, fantastic conference. Rachael, what's the name of the conference, first of all, and when is it happening?
Brilliant. Yes, very excited that EA and Hope get to work together on this conference, which is called Perspective, the Mission and Evangelism Conference, and it's going to be on Saturday, the 12th of November this year. So we're really excited about that, Rachel, aren't we? Because the reason sort of why we called it Perspective is just thinking that coming out of this roller coaster of COVID, that actually all of us within the church and outside have had that sense of looking at things with a fresh perspective, new eyes, and no different for us within the church and in our own mission and evangelism. So yes, very much looking forward to that on the 12th of November.
Yeah. So firstly, we just want to say, join us because it's for you. And we'd love you to save the date. Put that date, the 12th of November, in your diary to come and join Rachael and lots of other people. The conference is going to be in Peterborough at Kingsgate Church. So there's lots of room for lots of people. It's an amazing venue, and there's good parking, there's good travel. But hey, why else might you want to come? So we know that now is a really amazing moment for mission evangelism. We recognise that some of us church leaders think we're quite tired, but we still think the landscape at this time, again, with the war in Ukraine as well, these things have given us an openness, people a real openness and a real searching moment. And so we think evangelism, mission, growth, all these things are really important right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, so on that conference day, Rachel, we're going to look at different streams, aren't we? And taking that sort of lens of looking at perspective, look at the idea of actually how do we reframe things, looking at the local community, those who are on the margins, in areas of need and poverty and so on. So looking at the local community, looking at local church. So much, as you said, during COVID, the roller coaster that we've been on, we've sort of stopped to reimagine and refresh our thinking and reboot, recalibrate, all these words that actually, as you said, some of us may be really weary, but others might be feeling really innovative and creative again in this season. So we're going to be looking at church growth. We'll be looking at some of the Talking Jesus research, which comes out in the spring, and looking at how we can really serve the needs of those, both within the church, in our communities and in the wider margins. We're also looking at the national landscape, aren't we, as well, of sort of intercultural church and how we get through trauma together and various other aspects. And then really excitingly looking at Rejuvenate with a youth stream as well. So recognising it's not just for us as church leaders, but within our youth ministry as well. How can we go again and maybe regroup with many of those young people who we might have lost a little bit during COVID, but actually there's an amazing bunch of youth leaders amongst our churches and volunteers who we know just have such a heart for seeing youth evangelism as well really come to the fore again and us connect with young people in our communities too. So it's going to be a packed day, Rachel, isn't it? There's lots on offer.
It's going to be an amazing day. And so we've got those perspective, the overarching theme around mission and growth. It's particularly local church focused, but with those 4 different lenses, if you like, to get that perspective. So refocus, looking at going deep in the local community. That's particularly things like social justice projects. Retake, looking at the local church, things that are impacting local church growth and ways to look at that. Then it's reframe, which is going wider, some of the national things we think are holding national conversations, like the changes in culture. And then rejuvenate, which is that focus for the younger generation. So we think those 4 streams are going to be amazing, top and tailed with other fantastic bits, great worship. And it's for people who are church leaders, youth leaders. We would be really happy to have any, we would call them someone who's got a heart for mission evangelism. If you've got a heart for mission evangelism and your local church focus, then this conference is for you. And so we would love you to come and join us. It's on the 12th of November. We are still in the middle, aren't we, Rachel, of sorting it all out. We've got the venue. We're finalising it all right now, but we want you to save the date and join us.
Yeah. And get booked in really soon. There'll be an early bird rate on the tickets. And as you said, Rachel, within all that great content, our heart is really just to serve leaders, to come together as ever, to unify together, to cheer each other on, to be championing each other. As Rachel said, there'll be times of worship and of prayer, and our heart will be just that it'll be a really timely day conference in the midst of all that, who knows what will be going on when we hit November this year. But actually for so many leaders, it'll be a time to be inspired, to be together, to be refreshed, and to recognise that we're all in this together, and to know God's power and his Spirit's leading in the midst of these crazy times that we find ourselves in. So yeah, do come and join us. We'd love to have you with us.
Thank you for being with Rachel and Rachael on Talking Hope this evening. We'd love to see you on the 12th of November. Bye.